welcome back to my channel. Next we are going to learn expenditure method of measuring national income. You have already learned the value added method or product method, income method. And in the very beginning of the chapter, we were discussing the circular flow of income. Circular flow of income, according to that, the total value added of final goods and services produced in the economy is equal to total income generated is equal to total expenditure. After doing total expenditure method, we are going to prove that by calculating national income by three methods, we will get the same value of national income. That is, we are going to prove that the total value added of final goods and services in the economy is equal to total income generated. Total factor income generated in the economy is equal to total expenditure in the economy. So according to expenditure method, what is expenditure method? According to this method, national income is calculated in terms of expenditure on the purchase of final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year. So what are the components of total expenditure? According to total expenditure method, there are mainly four components which help us to calculate GDP at market price. Which are? So according to expenditure method, private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure denoted by the symbol C. Second component is investment expenditure. I. Third is government final consumption expenditure. G. And fourth component is net exports. That is X minus M, export by the symbol. By adding these four components, we will get GDP at a market price. Okay, according to expenditure method, by adding C plus I plus G plus X minus M, we will get GDP at market price. Rest you know, as we have calculated in income method and value added method, how to derive national income. How to derive national income from GDP at market price? NNP at factor cost or national income is equal to GDP at market price minus depreciation. Minus depreciation, we will get NDP at market price minus net indirect taxes. By calculating this much, we will get domestic income, NDP at factor cost. To this, we have to add NFI is equal to NDP at factor cost plus NFI.
So, the method of national income, expenditure method of measuring national income, it is calculated by aggregating final expenditure, which consists of mainly two components, that is consumption expenditure and the investment expenditure. So the components of GDP in expenditure method are final consumption expenditure and final investment expenditure. Final consumption expenditure has two components. One is private final consumption expenditure by household, then government final consumption expenditure, that is C and G. So final investment expenditure is divided into gross fixed capital formation, change in stock. So, we are going to see these components one by one. Private final consumption expenditure is defined as consumption expenditure by consumer households and private non-profit institution serving household on all types of consumer goods. Private non-profit institutions provides goods and services either free or below the market price. They mainly derive their income from grants and donations. They are not controlled by government, charities, trade union, religious organizations, etc. So, private final consumption expenditure or C is defined as consumption expenditure by consumer households and private non-profit institution. So, we will see the next component, that is gross investment or gross capital formation. Gross investment or gross capital formation is equal to gross fixed capital formation plus change in stock. So, gross investment or gross capital formation is equal to gross fixed investment. The other term for investment is capital formation. So, gross fixed investment or gross fixed capital formation plus change in stock. So, there are three components of gross fixed capital formation or gross fixed investment. Which are they? One is business fixed investment. It is the accumulation of physical assets such as machinery, land, buildings, installations, vehicles or technology equipment such as computers, structures such as plants, shopping malls or warehouses, intellectual property such as software, then research and development, etc. Second one is gross residential construction investment. It means the addition to housing facilities. Third one is gross public investment or government investment in roads, railways, schools, hospitals, etc. So, these are the three components of fixed investment. Gross fixed investment plus change in stock is closing stock minus opening stock. Change in stock is otherwise called inventory investment. So, gross fixed capital formation plus change in stock is equal to gross investment. So, now we have seen C. What is private final consumption expenditure? Now we have also seen gross investment. Next is government final consumption expenditure. It is estimated as the total expenditure incurred by government for producing various services such as health, education, defense, etc. to satisfy the collective needs of the whole society. Government means general government. And these goods and services generate no income because it is produced by the government for social welfare without any profit motive. So, next is X minus M or net exports. What is meant by net exports? It is the difference between export and import of a country during the period of an accounting year. It shows the difference between domestic spending on foreign goods, that is import, and foreign spending on domestic goods, that is export. Export minus import is otherwise called net investment abroad. If export is greater than import, we call it net export. But if import is greater than export, the term is called net imports. Export refers to the goods and services sold by one country to the other. For example, export of goods from India like electronic goods, meat, dairy and poultry products, oil seeds, engineering goods, coffee, tea, etc. They are exported to the rest of the world. They are a part of domestic product as they are produced in the domestic territory of India. Thus, it is a part of GDP at market price because they are produced in the domestic territory of the country. So what is import? It refers to the purchase of goods and services from abroad. For example, India imports jewelry and gems, newsprint, petroleum, silver, machinery, etc. Thus, from expenditure point of view, value of exports should be added and value of imports should be subtracted, because value of export means it is inflow of income. Value of imports means it is outflow of income. Whenever the value of import is more than the value of export, it is known as net imports. When value of export is greater than value of import, it is called net exports. Export is investment abroad and import is disinvestment. What precautions are to be taken while measuring national income by expenditure method? Only final expenditure is to be taken. That is, only expenditure on final goods and services should be considered to avoid double counting. Intermediate expenditure is not taken. It should be ignored. Expenditure on second-hand goods also not taken, as their value is already counted in another accounting year. Expenditure on purchase of share, debentures, etc. should not be included, because they are simply paper claims and no production is involved. Then government expenditure on transfer payments is not included.